Ladies and gentlemen, I am Tudor Frank from Tudor ICT Academy, where we offer professional training and solutions. My visual phone number is on the screen, and today we want to talk about data analysis based on demand. I am taking on a new batch of my professional training on data analysis, and this training will guide you practically on everything you need to know about data analysis. So this is the first video where I'm going to make an introductory presentation to data analysis so you will understand better. So here I am on my PowerPoint presentation, and I want to talk about understanding data analysis. So if you check here, my first slide tells us about what data analysis is all about. We can see here that data analysis is the science of examining data to conclude the information to make decisions or expand knowledge on various subjects. It consists of subjecting data to operations. This process happens to obtain precise conclusions to help us achieve our goals, such as operations that cannot be previously defined, since data collection may reveal specific difficulties. There are a lot of grammar in this definition. I will tell you that data analysis is all about bringing up a raw data, working on the raw data, cleaning it, analyzing it, and visualizing the result to solve a problem. So it's all about solving problem. So if you have some questions that need specific answers and you are given some data, in some cases you might be given data to use this data to answer these questions, or you may be asked to carry out a data collection process and then bring those data you have collected and work on the data through the process of analysis in order to obtain answers to some questions. So that is what data analysis is all about. Businesses have a lot of data they can always rely on, and data is actually everywhere. So this data can be in raw forms. This data can make no meaning at all. The process of picking up this raw data, working on this raw data to make it useful, to get some useful insight, to discover trends and bring out useful information that could help in decision making, that is where data analysis comes in. Now let's imagine a manufacturing company that manufactures items and distributes it across a country or even across countries, across borders. They need a data analyst in order to understand which region prefers which products. They need to understand which product is selling in this region and which is not selling in this other region. They need to understand where they are making more profit and where they are making less profit. They need to equally understand what quantity of products to actually distribute to which region. They need to understand a lot of stuff, and that is where data analysis comes in. It helps businesses. Now let's move ahead. In my next slide, I talk about why is data analytics important. I've just explained that. Data analytics helps businesses understand the target market faster. They quickly understand where to send their items to, where to send their product to, where to focus more attention on, where they are doing well and where they don't do well, where their product is being appreciated and where it is being rejected. Increase sales, reduce costs, and increase revenue allowed for better problem solving. So that is why, these are why data analytics is very important. Now in the next slide here, I have a picture from Question Pro explaining to us the steps to steps guide on data analysis. The first process, you define the questions carefully. Find out what you need to know. For example, a question might be, who is the best sales agent? Which region is our best selling region? Which product is selling better than others? Those are examples of some specific questions you need to ask. Then establish measurement priority. For example, how are we going to measure the best sales agent? Is it by how much the sales agent is making, or by how much quantity of our product is actually selling? So that is where this steps 2 comes in. Number 3, collect all the relevant data. If you are to run an analysis, you have to first of all gather all necessary data you need for the analysis. Then after gathering every data you need, the next you analyze the data you have gathered. That is where you bring in your tools, your data analysis tools like Excel, like Tableau. We have Power BI. We even have SQL. You bring in this. We have Python as well. You bring in these tools to run your analysis. In my full package training, the course of this full package training, we will cover most of those data analysis tools I've just mentioned. Then finally, you review your analysis and interpret your results. That's where you now visualize your data on charts and other items that could bring about easier understanding of your result. On my next slide here, still from Question Pro, we have a picture of data analysis advantage. As I mentioned earlier, it helps in faster business decision backed by facts. The result of your data analysis process will actually help your business to make decisions, better decisions, backed by facts. Then performance issues detection for action taking. Yes, we now have a deeper understanding of customer requirements. You know what customers need and what products they don't need at all. Potential risk awareness and prevention. This way you know which particular region you are actually losing gradually and which one you are doing better. Next year we got better business financial performance understanding. You know where you're making more income or if your business is actually running on a loss. Then cost reduction and profit increase. That analysis will help you so much with all these facts you have seen on the screen. Next here we have the processes, the 5 steps process of data analysis. The first process, you define why you need that analysis. Find out the questions you need to answer. The next step, begin collecting data from sources. There are a lot of ways you can gather data, both from primary sources and secondary sources. There are a lot of stuff. You need to read more about that analysis to understand what we mean here. In my training here, I show my students how they can use common tools like the Google form to collect data where questionnaires is required. So those are kind of tools you use to get data. You can get data from an existing database using SQL You can get data from some facts that has been in place or interviews and so on. Then after getting these raw data together, you have to clean the data. You are cleaning this data so you can remove unnecessary data. What you don't need can be taken out. You can remove duplicates, making the data properly organized for the next step, which is the actual analysis of data. You analyze the data and then you interpret the result by visualizing it and then apply the result obtained from this data analysis. Next here we have some data analysis tools on the screen. You can see R programming, Tableau, Python, Excel, Power BI, SAS. We have a lot of them. Excel is here. You can see the Excel icon. Don't tell me the name is not here. We can see the Excel icon here. All these tools are very much important, so learning these tools will help a lot. So finally we have here the data analysis skills you need to have. First of all, if you want to start your career in data analysis, you should have some basic mathematical skills. You should have data analysis and interpretation skills. That is why this class is organized for you. We are going to learn much about data analysis and visualization. Data analysis and interpretation. Then you can equally learn data visualization and reporting. You need to have these skills. Then SQL and programming skill. You need to understand the SQL, that is structured query language. You need to understand it perfectly. That is why for those learning data analysis, for those of you that are on the full package training on data analysis, we equally learn everything we need to know about SQL using MySQL. Don't ask me the difference between SQL and MySQL. In the course of the class, you will understand better. Then next year we have statistics and machine learning. These are advanced skills you might need to have later in your career as a data analyst. Then business argument and communication. When you finish analyzing data, you should be able to bring up your to communicate with your team members, telling them what you've discovered, discussing with the management, because a data analyst works closely with the management team because he or she is the one that tells the business owners what is actually happening to the business and how to avoid some problems that might come in the future using some facts that has been established through data analysis. So that is the end of my slide. In our next video, we are going straight to learn more about data analysis practically. We have some data we might have to analyze. I will start with this data. This data you see on the screen. We will learn how we can analyze and get some meaning out of what we have here on the screen. So in the next video, we're going to form some questions that need to be answered and then uses those questions to run some analysis on this raw data we have on the screen, and at the end of the day we will understand how to analyze data perfectly. I am Tutu Frank once again. Welcome to this class on data analysis using our popular tool Microsoft Excel. Note the full package of this training. We are going to move on to other packages like Tableau, like SQL, Power BI, and an introduction to Python. We're going to learn this in the course of this training. Thank you very much. I am Tutu Frank.